Students, in today's class, I would talk about placement. Let me begin by giving an example of what is exactly is placement. Suppose we have, suppose a company comes to our college and hires 100 computer science engineers. So after hiring those 100 computer science engineers, those 100 students go to, they were students till now, and now they are the employees of the IT company. Now they go to IT company, and IT company has to place them in uh, in any, what we can say, in the departments. So in IT company has got 5 6 different departments. They have this database administration department, they have this software development department, application development department, networks department. So what happens is these 100 students, they need to decide which where to place all of these 100 students. So based on their marks in these subjects, they'll check that okay, this person, because they are still freshers, they'll have to the first thing that they would do is check the marks and say that okay, these 10 15 students are good in DBMS, that is database management. So let's place them in DBMS area. These 10 15 students have got good skills in software development, they'll place them over there. These 10 15 have got good skills in project management, they'll place them over there. Network management, they'll place them over there. Similarly, all the 100 students will be placed. So this is about placement, the placing the right kind of employee in the right area. Let me give you the definition of placements. Placement is a process of assigning specific jobs and workplaces to the selected candidates. It involves putting square pegs into square holes, that is, matching the individual and the job. Correct placement is to no way less important than accurate selection, because selecting accurately is also important, but placing the right candidate at the right place is also very important. Let me give you this eight points that are importance of placements. Suppose the right, if I place wrongly, if I place people who are scoring well in database management, if I put them into software development, they'll not be performing, they'll not be happy, they'll not enjoy the work. In order to make them enjoy the work, we will have to place them in the right department so that they can enjoy the work. Because if they do, the second point is, if they don't enjoy the work, then they'll start making they'll get bored, they'll start making excuses, they'll start um, not, it's not that it is practically possible in any IT company that they can't go absent, that they can't remain absent. But yes, in maybe in certain organizations, they can go absent for like 2 3 days without even, but I don't think practically it works anywhere it's not possible. So remaining absent is, they try to make excuses and they say that I'm not well today, and they try to take the sick leave for 1 or 2 days. So if they're not placed properly, then it will lead to more absenteeism, the morale of the company workers will go down, and they'll not feel happy. The workers will work attentively, and and because their attention will not, they will not be attentive to the work, because in IT industry there won't be any accidents, but usually in say steel industry, in construction industry, if they're not focused on their work, that might lead to accidents. So placing the right candidate at the right department is very important. The sixth point is the fifth point is if they are more satisfied with their job, they'll have a good human relationship that will improve. The relationship will improve, and through proper placement, misfit within the job and the person can be avoided. Because if the right candidate is placed in the right place, that will improve the quality and the productivity of the employees. The employees will be more interested to work, and they'll have more quality and productivity. They'll work effectively and they'll work efficiently. The productivity will increase and the quality of the output will also increase. Because of the product development, if there is an increase in the quality of the output, that will obviously lead to more less loss. Wastage will be less, and overall it is very important to place the right candidate at the right place. Let me give you the principles of that are followed while making placements. uh, as I've already told, there are like four principles. One is job requirement, qualification, information, loyalty, and cooperation. What do we mean by job requirement? If a person needs, if a company needs people who are good in database administration, okay, and they might be having a good qualification in, say, software development. I mean, they might be scoring highest marks in the software development, but we have to place the candidate according to the requirement of the job. If the job requires if the job requires database management people, then people who have good qualifications, I mean who have good skills, have to be placed in skills, and their interest have to be placed in their job, rather than just by looking at the qualification. Okay, yes, qualification is very important, but at the same time their interest is also very important. They should be given all the information about the working conditions of the employees. I mean, working conditions of the job, what they have to do, and their role has to be explained to them very clearly. They have to be told that okay, these are the limits of your role, and the HR, as an HR, tomorrow you once you people become HR managers, you have to see to it that the people are have the develop the sense of loyalty and cooperation in employees to make them understand their responsibilities. How do we make them loyal towards the company? In order to make them loyal towards the company, we have to not only give them the incentives, we have to maintain that integrity. We have to be very transparent towards about our policies. Apart from this, we have certain problems that are faced by the HR managers. Tomorrow, you might, after you guys become a HR manager, you people might have to face certain problems while doing placements. That is, one of the problems is the employee expectations. What the new employees expect from the job is the first problem in this in when it comes to placements. If the employee expects a high salary or a challenging work, and if we do not have those, you know, if we do, if his expectation is not meeting our requirement, if we want him to work for, say, in some other department, and he wants to work in some other department, that becomes difficult for us. And if his expectation, if his salary expectation for being working in certain department might be high, so based on that, we'll have to make changes. Then job expectation, from few people might think that okay, I joined to, I mean that happens with most of the students. They feel that as soon as they finish their MBA, they'll be given a a manager's job without even working as an assistant manager. They'll start working directly as a manager. So that's the difference. I mean, there'll be a gap between the expectation of the employee and the place as a HR. When you place them, they might feel that okay, I'm my job. I was aiming to become a manager, and now I'm a assistant manager or a team lead. So that's their expectation, and this is the problem that as an HR manager, you people might have to face tomorrow. The third thing is technological changes. What happens is after placing the people, after the placement, it might be a certain technological change. They might be working on some language. Suppose we hire as a HR, you might have placed 10 people in certain project, and the project requirement got changed all of a sudden, and the technology changed. All these days they were working on C, C++, and the language got changed to say Python. So we as a placement, I mean, we while doing placements, we'll have to. There'll be a mismatch between the, I mean the, I mean in the area then in which the manager, I mean in the area in which the employee was trained and what he was expecting, and now there is a certain technological change. So as a HR manager, we need to face this challenge, and either we need to train him or ask him to get trained somewhere and then place him in the right place. There might be sometimes there might be a certain change in the organizational structure. They might be like acquisitions, mergers. Because of all these things, what happens is the employees who are working in one area, in one department, they will have to will have to place them in some other area. So that becomes a problem. There are certain social and psychological factors also, because if the employees are not placed properly, they form teams, and that results in match. I mean, they form teams to work. For example, if they are people who share a certain common interest, they form a team, and then that would lead to a mismatch between the employees and the in the HR policy. For example, say we have got five database engineers. They were working happily, and then uh, the HR manager of comes and says that okay, there would be a certain five more engineers would be joining in with certain slightly different technology, and that would be a mismatch. So either these five employees have to uh, continue working under stress. That would lead to a social and psychological uh, stress among the employees. So as a HR manager, we will have to tackle these issues. Okay. So with this, I come to the end of this lecture. Thank you so much.